Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. If you are an old friend, then welcome back. Thank you to all the new subscribers. It's nice to have you here. And to everyone, I hope that if you haven't already, you will like, share, and subscribe to this video and or the channel as a whole. So yeah, we're doing things a little differently this morning. It's dark in here. The only light is coming from this camera. I've got a bit of a headache. So yeah, we're just gonna let things be a little dark because sometimes the light can hurt. And this may be an indication that, you know, someone has had the light shown on them. Someone who prefers usually to be hidden and in darkness has had a very bright light shown on them. So much it's like, it hurts my eyes. So yeah, someone may have been exposed and kind of maybe wishing that they could go back into the dark, but it's like a search and rescue light. It just follows them. Okay. I guess I'm going to start with this deck. Okay. Virgin. Light attributes. Maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. Shadow. Fear of intimate union. Okay. Hermit. I'm just thinking with the light, it could be that you've been in the darkness for a long time and that now it's time to come out, you know, back into the light. And that can be hard. Can be a bit of a shock, really, depending on how long you were in, you know, hermit mode kind of thing. Light attributes. Seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life. Serves personal creativity. Shadow attributes. Withdrawals from society out of fear of negative judgments of others. Refusing to help those in need. So someone who's so deep inside themselves that all they can think about is their own pain, their own fear, whatever they're going through, so they can't be of service to anyone else. Yeah, I kind of feel that. Fool. Using humor to wound. Sorry, that's the shadow attribute, but we'll do that first, okay? Using humor to wound rather than liberate. Denial of your emotional truth and light attributes. Fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. Okay, and we have Queen. Radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others, and Shadow becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. Rescuer. Provides strength and support to others in crisis. Acts out of love with no expectation or reward. Shadow. Assumes that the rescued will reciprocate. Keeps the rescued needy. An enabler. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So I feel like we have at least 2 different energies here. In fact, each one of these cards could be a different energy from a different person. But I'm kind of feeling this Hermit and Fool go together. And this Queen. And I kind of feel like the Rescuer and Virgin go together, so... Okay, so with Rescuer and Virgin, I mean, I'm getting a bit of like Messiah, but we do have a Messiah card that didn't come out. But maybe I didn't keep shuffling. Maybe it would have, but... Today is not my best work. I apologize. I can tell today's just going to be one of those days I'm going to be struggling to get through. And hope and pray that everybody just leaves me alone. Math. Add, subtract, multiply, and divide, or use a calculator. So, okay. So I feel like this is an accumulation of things, like, over time, and like now it's like time to add it all up. Time to put all the pieces together. Okay? Okay. And surprising. Surprising, unexpected, amazing. So it may have a surprising outcome, right? When you add it all up. Anything else from this deck? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. My head hurts so bad. Oh, all right. Okay. So this could be an act of spiritual warfare. Somebody sending you bad energy, intentionally or unintentionally. You know, if you are someone who has exposed somebody else, they may just be, you know, sending you bad energy, you know, unintentionally because they're upset that you've exposed them. So that's kind of what I'm feeling is going on here. So I'm just going to, you know, ask for a return to sender. Okay. Return any energy that does not belong to me. Please and thank you. Okay. Okay. I'm going to do one run through with the Light Seers Tarot for each of these cards to get a little clarifier, and then I'm going to move on to a different deck, because sometimes I get stuck on the tarot deck, and I would like to pull and get some different information. Tell me about Virgin. Okay. 2 of Wands. Planning, looking towards the future, moving, travel. Yeah. Could also be a decision. Maybe a decision that needs to be made. Like, oh yeah, should I stay or should I go? Okay. Okay. So, Rescuer. Tell me about that. Okay, so we have Ace of Cups and the Star. So, it's like you're a healer. You rescue people by healing them, which means, you know, you're not an enabler. You know, you're only going to help people who are willing to help themselves. And you use, you know, you use your magic for good, right? And I'm getting a little bit that you've done that for so many other people so many times, and that maybe like the math, you know, with math here, like the surprising outcome is that now that like you're kind of reaching the end, everything's been added up, you finally realize that like it's time to do that for yourself. Okay? So you're adding everything up, and the good Lord, I can't even remember the word now. But the outcome basically is that you need to heal your own heart, especially with Virgin here, because I feel like you have a very loving, pure energy, and it was very much taken advantage of by people who couldn't really decide if they really loved you or not, like always had one foot out the door, or maybe literally came and went from your life because they wanted to hurt you, to make you feel unstable and unloved. And so now it's like that's something that you have realized that you need to heal about yourself. Tell me about Hermit. Yeah, okay. So the world. So yeah, someone has been in hermit mode, I think, for a little too long. And like the world here, it's like that is a cycle that is coming to an end or needs to come to an end. Just because people hurt you doesn't mean that you can or have to, hide away forever. You may have come across some pretty mean people in your life, either in your own family or once you, kind of stepped out into the real world on your own. Either way, it's important to know that not everyone is like that. There are good people out there. You just have to remember that, what are you attracting? And if you don't like the kind of people that you have around you, it may not necessarily be your fault. That's the kind of thing that you've been attracting, but you need to ask yourself how and why are you attracting those kinds of people, and what can you do to change that outcome by, and attract new, better, different people. And the answer is change yourself. And so you need to start looking at what areas, need to be changed so that you can end that cycle and move forward and start attracting the right kind of people. And usually in order to do that, you have to be the right kind of people. And that's hard, especially for someone who's probably a bit of a virgin spirit, right? Where you are so good, so pure, so loving, so kind. But the fact of the matter is, there is such a thing as too much, right? And so I think that might be where you need to do some work. You give too much of yourself, right? To the point that maybe sometimes you become an enabler. And so, if you are enabling, people who have addictions or bad behavior, things like that, then you're going to attract those kinds of people because they're looking for people like you. They're looking for enablers. So maybe that's something that you need to change about yourself. Are you loving people to the point of toxicity, I guess? Because that could be toxic as well, unfortunately. And it's hard to see it that way sometimes, but in everything, we need balance. So maybe you need to learn to be a little more cold, a little more hard, a little more tough, learning to cut other people out, and maybe not be so wounded by what they've done to you, and instead realize that you know, you can change it. You know, you don't have to stay there. You don't have to live in that. You can still change it. Fool. Okay. 2 of Cups. So, you may have been, you know, a fool. You may have fallen into a lot of relationships that were not good. Maybe you went into them too quickly. Maybe you went into relationships with fools because you didn't really know how to recognize, you know, like these people with their masks, and behind them, the happy mask they wear is really just a bunch of sadness, right? It's just a bunch of like tears and sadness, a wounded person that's looking to be healed, right? And you're very much like a healer, right? So then you end up coming into, you know, union or into a relationship with these types of people. And this doesn't even have to be romantic. This could be, you know, friendships. This could be work. But this is the type of person that you attract, like I said, because you are this virgin rescuer, Ace of Cups star. And so this is the kind of people that you've been attracting and coming into union with. So you've been a fool for fools, basically. Queen. Queen. Oh, this is stubborn. This does not want to come out. Whoever this is does not want to be read. I feel like this might be somebody entirely different. Queen. Okay. Oh. This is a belligerent person. Becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling, and demanding. Okay. So we have the Queen of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups. So we have basically a delusional queen here. Okay. This is someone who is definitely in their shadow, right? Okay. Becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling, and demanding. So this is someone who just sits on their high horse, probably has a lot of money, and because of that thinks that they're better than you and everyone else. They're delusional. Okay. So there's something going on that they're, and look, she's got her eyes closed too, right? That they're just refusing to see. And it's like, maybe because you have come and challenged their authority. So like, you are absolutely like this divine being, okay? Or you have the makings to be this once you get your shit under control, right? And it's like, this person doesn't want to see that. They are, it's like they only want to see you the way that they remember you, or the way that they want to see you, or the way that they want other people to see you. It's like they're projecting, okay? That's another thing. Her eyes are closed. Maybe she's mentally, you know what I mean? Like projecting thoughts towards you, negative thoughts. So this is someone, I feel like you very much, all of this tells me that you are working on yourself, okay, big time, and that's wonderful. And I feel like this Queen of Pentacles is like refusing to see all the work that you've done, because they feel threatened by that, by you becoming, you know, this this regal you know, person worthy of a queen title, because they feel like you're not deserving of being on their level. Okay. All right, yeah, two. Okay. Anyone for Virgin? I think we can group it up now. I think that Virgin, Rescuer, Hermit, Fool, and Queen are like 3 separate groups here. So, I mean, I feel like Hermit and Fool are part of this Virgin Rescuer. They go together, okay? But it's like different aspects. It's like, this is who you are, and this is what you're working on, okay? So, okay, Virgin Rescuer, please. What do we have? We have Goldfish. Increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Okay, yeah, this is exactly what I was saying. Like, you are very much, like working on yourself. And you are doing a lot of spiritual work, and it really shows, because you are, in fact, growing, learning, changing, evolving in a really positive way. Okay. Hermit, Fool. Bridge. Successfully overcoming a problem. So it's like I said, like, you're doing a lot of really hard work, internal work, and you are, in material wealth or spiritual growth. All right, so you're really successful at this. Like, you're doing a really good job. It's like I said, like, the fact that I can read all of this energy so clearly is like you're taking it seriously, and you're putting a lot of time and effort into this, and you are really you are completely open to yourself. You're seeing yourself, like in reality. Like, you're not looking through rose-colored glasses. You are seriously asking the right questions, getting the right answers, making the right changes, and it really, really shows. You're making a lot of powerful changes, moves, and you're coming out of this. You are successfully. It's like you've been with Hermit here. It's like you've been inside this cocoon, for a long time, figuring out what you need to do to grow and change, and it's like successfully overcoming the problem. It's like you're finally at the point now where you're ready to come out of that and show your wings, right? That you've changed and become this beautiful butterfly. Tell me about the Queen. Damn. Okay, once again, this stubborn-ass energy does not want to be read. These cards do not want to come out. This is one nasty, nasty person. Okay? Good grief. Oh my gosh. Alright, give me one for Queen, please. Yeah, we're gonna get it. We'll get there. We'll just keep going until we get one. Because this Queen isn't controlling anything in my reading. Oh, there it goes. It popped right out. Seahorse, of course. Family matters. This is someone probably related to you. Could be a sibling, an aunt, a cousin, grandmother, mother. Yeah, so probably someone older than you who, feels like they're the only ones that get to be successful. They're the only ones that matter. And that, you know, if you've made mistakes in your life, which it looks like you probably have, right, made a few, but like that's all anyone should ever think of you or remember you for, that you're not allowed to grow and change and become anything else, that you have to be held to your past. And I'm thinking that if we looked into this Queen of Pentacles past, they probably have a lot of bad decisions in there somewhere too. They just hide them better. Okay. All right, I'm gonna get this deck. Just give me like one for like the overall. Okay. Okay, so it's like deep knowing. Okay, number 43, if that means anything to you. So we have deep knowing, and it's like you have a deep connection with yourself. You know yourself on a very deep level because you have done so much work on yourself. Okay, and that's a wonderful thing. You know yourself on a level that most people never do. Okay. And the tribe 8, it's like soul tribe, right? So it's like I said before, it's like you've been attracting these fools for a long time now, and it's like you finally figured out, you know, how to grow and change in order to attract different kind of people. So it's like now you're calling in your soul tribe. Okay. And then we have not for you, number 6. So it's like you've learned what's for you and not for you. You know, like what's good for you and what's not. And who is good for you and who's not, right? And unfinished symphony. Nope, yeah. You've also realized that, like, people with the chessboard here and everything, it's like you've realized that, like, people who act strategically, you know, who kind of put you in a position where you need to act strategically, or basically just like play games with you, right? That you don't want to have anything to do with anybody like that. Okay. And unfinished symphony here could be that, like, these people feel that there's unfinished business, but with the 10 here, you know, and like I said, the world, I feel like you have realized that this is something that needs to end. This is a cycle that needs to close, and, you know, they're not for you. Like, you've already figured this out. And so what I'm getting here is that these people still feel, you know, some type of connection towards you or something like that. Like they have a right, almost, basically, because, like, maybe they feel like you're obligated because they're family. And so what's happening here is that you're beginning to realize that there's really no such thing as familial obligation, right? It's not a real thing. I mean, it is and it isn't. It is if you want it to be, but it's not if you don't. You can cut that tie, you can cut that cord, you can cut off that belief. You're not obligated to anyone, especially if they treat you badly. So, I feel like this is something that you are already learning, or if you haven't, this is the missing piece of the puzzle that you need to complete your transformation. Okay? And it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't love these people, you know. It just means that you're going to learn how to love them from afar, right? And how to not allow them to have access to your life, because someone like this nasty Queen of Pentacles, whether you realize it or not, wreaks havoc in your world. And so the more access that you give them to you, you know, the more they're going to be able to fuck your shit up. And a lot of times with these nasty queens like this, they do a lot of things intentionally. But even then, just their negative mindset and the projections that they put on you have an energetic impact that maybe they don't even realize or intend. And that's why it's important to gain distance from them. And so maybe this is a little bit of how like you're feeling right now. It's like you've been in a lot of relationships where people came and went, you know what I mean? Or they weren't sure if they really wanted to be there. And now you're the one in the position of, should I stay or should I go? And the difference between the people that did that to you in the past and you is that you know that if you make this decision, it's permanent. You're not going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because you know that's not healthy, and you do what's good and healthy for you. So once you make this decision, you know, once you make this move, it needs to be more permanent, right? You know, and it's really just that, you know, this Queen of Pentacles, like the Fool here, right? Okay. They wear a mask. They're really actually like deeply wounded inside. And the fact of the matter is, you were at one point too. Okay. But the difference between you and this person is that you actively chose to change for the better, and this person refuses. So here's the other thing. When you make the decision to grow and change and cut other people out who refuse to grow and change with you, it actually acts like a beacon of light, okay? You become a beacon of light for people like that, to lead them out of their darkness, okay? And so I am feeling a bit of like, because of all the changes that you've made, it's really shown a light on this Queen of Pentacles and how they really haven't changed all that much. So like at the beginning when I was saying about how like it's too bright, it's too bright, they also feel like you're shining too brightly. And, you know, they may have some negative intentions for you here coming up, you know, or they're going to take an opportunity. There may be something going on. You know, like I said, with the Two of Wands, you have some things up in the air, some decisions that you have to make. And they may be coming in to see and use this as an opportunity to get a few digs at you, or to fuck your shit up, right? Because you've made so much growth and change and they don't like it. They feel like you shine too bright, so they may be coming in to do something to kind of dim your light a little bit. So be aware. With Unfinished Symphony here, I'm feeling that as well. There's like, they feel like they're not done with you yet. And so you may need to make the decision coming up here real quick to just cut this person off completely. Like maybe no contact kind of thing. If that's possible for you. All right. Anything else that we need to know about this situation? Six of Cups. So, this is all very much, I'm feeling like moving away from the past, right? Leaving the past in the past. These are people from your past. you are leaving who you have been in the past, okay? And it's like not letting the past follow you into the future. Like, you know, like leaving the past in the past. And 10 of Cups sideways. So it's like you're happy. Okay, you are happy right now, and that is so, so great. And so don't let anybody take that away from you, you know? Don't let anybody steal your sunshine. If you steal my sunshine, sunshine. Oh, death. Yeah, transformation. Okay, like I said, it's like you are currently in the midst of transformation. And it's a very difficult and yet beautiful thing. Like I said, you know, I can see it. It's a beautiful thing. Even though it can be a little messy sometimes and really, really hard, especially because other people who don't want you to grow and change and become better than them really make it harder for you. But it's happening. You know what I mean? This is major arcana. So it's like, this is divinely orchestrated, you know? God has ordained this. God has facilitated this. God has intervened on your behalf to make sure that this happens. But, you know, you have to protect your peace, so to speak, in order to maintain it, in order to make sure that you continue, you know, going in the right direction. And don't let anyone put an end to this for you. You keep growing, you keep changing, you keep moving forward. Okay? Don't let anybody stop you. Anything else that we need to know? Let's close this out. Yeah. Okay, so the Chariot reverse. Okay. I think something to note here is like, okay, self-discipline. All right. You got to have a lot of willpower, a lot of self-discipline. You have to be able to look at yourself and, you know, and discipline yourself. Say, you know, to have willpower and self-discipline to say, you know what, I know that's not good for me, so I'm going to stay the fuck away from that. And then every time you start to feel yourself slipping, you slap your hand on the wrist and say, oh, no, we don't do that anymore, right? And so I'm getting that, like, if you haven't already, you know, had these moments, you're going to. In order to stay on track, you're going to need to. Like, I feel like this Queen of Pentacles is going to try and get you to slip, right? And you're going to have to, like, they're going to try and suck you back in, drag you in to drama, right? And you're going to have to be like, oh, no. We don't participate in that anymore, remember? You know what I mean? Okay. So just be aware that I feel like like I said, if you haven't already had those moments, you're going to. So just be aware that you're going to have to, like, you know, keep yourself on track. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? Oh, I just dropped the whole deck. Okay. Anything else? There we go. What's this? 9 of Cups. Okay, it's 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. It's like I feel like you are so close to having all your wishes come true because you've worked so hard. You know, you've really done, like, pretty much everything that God has asked you to do to help yourself. You know, and God did this because you were willing to help yourself. God helps those who help themselves, right? And you were willing to help yourself. So God took the time and effort and investment into you to help you because you were worth it, okay? You are absolutely worth it. And you're about to be rewarded for your efforts, for all of this, you know, and it could just be that like because you finally like come out, you are that butterfly, you are spreading your wings, you have transformed into something else. And so like now you're going to be attracting all of these good things, you know, because you made all of these good changes. And so that alone could be, you know, what's going to make this come through for you. But also God, you know, I feel like God is blessing you. Because you earned it, right? You walked the road less traveled. You took the path, you know, the long, hard path, you know. You went where other people were not willing to go. And so, you know, you deserve to be rewarded for your efforts. What about this Queen of Pentacles? It's like Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so it's like all they have is money. That's all they have. They don't have, you know, love. They don't have fulfillment. They don't have, you know, like self-contentment or satisfaction. Like they're never satisfied, okay? Because when what you want, when all you care about is money, there's never enough money. You know what I mean? And so it's like, that's a dragon they'll be chasing forever. And it doesn't matter how much money you have. In the end, when you die, you can't take it with you. That's not what matters, you know? And really, they think that money is what makes you rich. And you realize that it's not money that makes you rich. It's the connections that you make. It's how deeply you connect with yourself and God, and how, you know, what impact are you leaving on the world? That's what matters. And I just feel like this Queen of Pentacles doesn't get it and may never get it, but I feel like watching you, they might, you know? Yeah. I'm just, with this, it's like Two of Swords, Queen of Cups, Seven of Wands, and Three of Swords. It's like basically you are a very loving, nurturing, kind, caring, empathetic person, and it has really been a challenge and a struggle for you to learn, but you have learned, and to how to cut people off that aren't good for you, right? That break your heart. Yeah, so that's all it is, basically. It is a challenge that you have had to learn to overcome. I hope this has helped you in some way, shape, or form. I hope, if nothing else, it has entertained you for a few moments in time. And I hope that if you haven't already, you will like, share, and subscribe to the video and or the channel. I wish you the best. Bye.